Hello and welcome to A Braden's Perspective. I'm Rogge. I'm here with my friend Muggle. We call him a Braden, because he doesn't know anything about Harry Potter. So that's why we got him on here, making him just randomly read some books. It's going to go well, I think. Muggle, how are you?
I'm doing well, Harry. How are you? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm definitely Harry. That's accurate.
Yeah.
Don't at all disagree with that.
I am definitely Muggle.
Yeah, that's true. TBH.
Did you, I guess we were just talking about you don't have this text in front of you, but at one point, I forget which chapter it is, the term Muggle perspective is literally written.
Oh, I must have missed that during the reading.
Yeah, I had to get up at 4 this morning and go to Evansville. So I listened to the chapters today.
Yeah, you did.
Because I had a ton of time. And I remember hearing that and being like, oh! But I should have wrote down the chapter or something.
You should have written down the percentage of the way through the book that phrase occurs.
Yeah, then I could have communicated with you. Good point.
It's just simple math, Braden. It's just 3-digit division.
Right,
So,
right. I'll figure it out.
I don't see what the problem is there. We're doing chapters 5 through 8 of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. If this is your first time tuning in, I have some questions. Come on the pod, because I have some questions about the choices that you're making. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Braden's got a strong TikTok presence.
Yeah, thinking about getting into that realm. Just kidding. Call the Howler.
Yeah.
978-768-8370. It's a phone line that you can leave us a voicemail. It really doesn't even have to be about Harry Potter. As long as it is relatively clean and we can play it on the air, we will play it on the air. We will respond to it, and it's fun.
Yeah. Would recommend. So, again, chapter 5, once again, we've kind of been pointing out so far in this book, it's been a lot of chapter to chapter, no time lapses between them. And that's something that I appreciate about chapter 5 here. We left on sort of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, we're pretty much just stair-stepping through the story. There's no time lag between chapters. Mm-hmm. And I agree. I like that.
So I think when we left off, you were in sort of a state of confusion about, we've got Sirius, we've got Dark, this is like a dark wizard's house. And chapters 5 and 6, which you and I already discussed, are kind of one big chapter. Mm-hmm. We get some information, some background that delves into that. So how has your view on this house expanded, and how has it changed, or stayed the same, been reinforced from what you were thinking previously?
Well, it was kind of reinforced in that I was worried that Sirius's family were dark wizards, which I feel like's pretty much been confirmed.
Where's the is there a ding ding ding? Oh, that's not it.
Oh, that probably fit.
Oh, that's honestly true. Okay, crickets, okay. There's not a ding, I don't think.
How many weeks in are we? And we still don't have a full grasp on the buttons in the board.
It's a bit at this point. I definitely know all of them, and I'm just doing it. It's an affectation.
Okay, I can't see the board, and I don't know for sure. So to me, it's you're playing it off very well that you legitimately don't know.
Thanks.
So that's fun.
I should know that the blue one is the mysterious one because it's dark and nighttime, sort of night sky blue.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure. So you're right about it being a dark family.
Yeah, I think that this house makes sense from a standpoint of where to hide the Order of the Phoenix. As Sirius's mom put a lot of different charms and stuff on the house so that it couldn't be plainly seen or found. And then so you combine that with Dumbledore and the stuff he's put on the house to make it secure. Seems like it's going to be a pretty tough place for like Voldemort to find or any of the Death Eaters. So yeah, all of that stuff kind of lines up with where we were headed when we left off at the last chapter.
Yeah, I mean, they talk about how it's pretty much an ideal headquarters for a secret society in terms of the protection. So that definitely lines up. I mean, it makes sense. You can see why, if this house existed and they had access to it, they would go to it.
Yep.
And then, so once we get past that, it's just a lot of, here's these people, and here's the Order of the Phoenix. Like, we're just talking about that phrase. And, I mean, sort of more slice of life than we normally get. We're just seeing Harry hanging out with Weasleys, Harry and Hermione and whoever else, doing their cleaning and...
Yeah, it's kind of a strange situation right now. It's like a big family living together. Like,
yeah.
There's clearly some tension that we get to see between Sirius and Molly. I think this, like, I have questions about this Mundungus guy. Like, I feel like his description is super vague, and Sirius is just kind of like, well, he's a crook, but he knows crooks, so we're letting him live here. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, what? So I don't know. It's an awkward setup right now, and like one of the questions I had is are they all living here, or is it kind of like we meet up here after work and we have meetings and then we go back to our normal lives?
I mean, some of them do live there. It's pretty clear. We know Harry, obviously, and the Weasleys.
Sirius.
Yeah, Sirius. It's his house. I want to say Lupin is living there, right? That seems to be implied. Lupin's pretty much always around. But I mean, like, Kingsley and Tonks go home, for sure. Kingsley's not there all the time. Snape isn't there all the time.
Mundungus is there. So...
he seems like he's around a decent amount, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just kind of a weird everybody pile into Sirius's Airbnb situation.
Yeah, it's difficult to get a grasp on how big the house is. Like, are we talking 5-6 stories, but like
I get the
narrow
vibe that
ones?
It's small. I don't really have anything to go off of, but to me it feels like it's like a dark, dingy, small place. I could be way off, but
what I think JK is going for here is it's a really large building that you can only use right now relatively a small percentage of. So the part that's being inhabited right now is a couple bedrooms, a kitchen, and then, I mean, as we go along, there's cleaning the house, and because, I mean, they talk about drawing room and sitting room and like how many different, bedrooms there are as you keep going up the stairs. So I think it's supposed to kind of be like, and then it's like when you're in a video game and you can only, you can see the whole map, but you're only strong enough to go into certain parts of it.
And it's the other space is unusable right now simply because of the shape it was left in. Like, that's kind of Sirius's job, is to like kind of make it livable, or I mean, are they just choosing to only use certain rooms?
It's a dark art situation. It's a creature situation.
So just keeping everyone in plain sight and like keeping creature in plain sight.
Well, what I mean is that creature hasn't exactly been cleaning. So these rooms are filthy, and it's also, when you leave a wizarding home that already had some dark magic stuff in it, when you just leave that lie fallow, then that dark stuff sort of, maybe there's some creatures to get into the, into the rug or whatever, and so it's not just like a cleaning when you want to clean the living room, it's like a magical cleaning. So you have to physically clean it, but also like clean it of, kind of a next level of stuff.
And stuff like that.
So on and so forth, yeah. Okay. Things of that nature.
That makes sense.
So, but I think it serves the purpose of bringing everyone together for our needs right now, is that there's a lot of interaction, which is good.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're kind of getting Harry acquainted. Sirius is really bummed out because Dumbledore won't let him leave or do anything. Basically, his only job is to try and clear out this house of all the old dark magic.
Yeah. And then a lot of the central tension, I think, in this first chapter, we'll see if you agree with me, is about, let's talk about the Order of the Phoenix and what they're doing, but how much are the kids allowed to hear? You get kind of a Molly versus Sirius thing. And so I was curious as to whose side you were on. Do we think they're both making fair points? Do we think one of them is arguing disingenuously, anything like that?
It was really hard for me to get on Molly's side on this.
Because you want information.
Well, yeah, because I'm in Harry's shoes at this point. Like, I don't know what the heck's going on, and I want to know. And so, like, I know that Molly has Harry's best interest in mind. But with that being said, we don't know what she knows, so it's like I can't be on her team. You know what I mean? Like, I ultimately, like, I like Lupin's, like, hey, let's meet in the middle. Harry, we got to let Harry know some of this. Like, we can't just keep him in the dark, but maybe we leave out some things that can wait. I don't know. It's all just really mysterious, and it's weird the way Voldemort is acting basically all the way through these 4 chapters. Like, just totally, I mean, ignoring Harry. Like, keeping him safe, keeping an eye on him, helping him out, but not interacting with him.
You said Dumbledore. For some reason, yes. I thought I heard Voldemort. It's weird how Voldemort's been acting with, like, ignoring Harry, and I was like, huh. I mean, I guess we don't confront him directly.
He's just kind of being a jerk.
He's ghosting him.
Yeah. So they ultimately kind of fill him in, and it's kind of anticlimactic.
Because you're like, okay, this is an organization that is fighting against Voldemort.
You guys meet and you talk about stuff, and we know that Voldemort is lying low because he couldn't kill Harry once again, but he's alive. And it's kind of like, yeah, I think we all could have implied that stuff. I think Harry could have implied a lot of that. So,
I mean, I guess he's getting some context for the situation with the Prophet and the Ministry and the Fudge Dumbledore thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, we had discussed it, and I think you were kind of already inferring a lot of the things that are sort of a surprise to Harry about, like, what's going on with Fudge, why he's acting the way he is.
Yeah, and I think that's why this chapter, or this discussion, I guess, in this chapter felt, like I said, anticlimactic, because as the reader, it's like, yes, okay, I think we were all leaning that way and kind of understood, but you have to kind of take a step back and consider that Harry hasn't been told that yet. So it's just kind of an awkward read, I guess, in some ways. Like, I guess I let myself be convinced that I was going to learn something new here. That Sirius was going to be, like, pushy enough that they were going to let something slip, or, you know, something was going to get thrown out on the table from these meetings, and it was just kind of like, yeah, Voldemort's alive, and we're all gathering together to figure out how to stop him.
And the problem is that even Sirius agrees that Harry shouldn't be told everything. Because Harry keeps walking around and he's like, oh, hopefully Sirius will just come back to my room and, like, talk to me about more stuff. And Sirius is like, no, like, you got it. I think we're all set.
And I guess with everything he has been through in the last, 3-4 years,
mm-hmm.
in his interactions with Voldemort, like, I kind of sided with Sirius. He has some line that's something to the effect of, like, look, he's not a normal kid. Like, he's gone through adult problems and had to solve adult problems. Like, I think he can handle this.
Yeah, we have to prorate his age. Like, you can't just think of him as 15.
Yeah, and I agree with that. So I don't I'm very curious as to what it is that's so dangerous that he can't know just yet. I don't know. Maybe there's too many working parts behind the scene to fully explain and give him a grasp on. It was honestly a little bit frustrating.
So I don't want to give JKR too much credit here, but what do you think about the theory that you're meant to be frustrated? That's the goal of how this chapter is written, is that you're, like, it's hard to make you, as, you know, a 26-year-old Braden, feel like a 15-year-old boy who has a high opinion of himself and abilities and wants a little more information and feels like he deserves it. But she gets you there.
Yes, she does. And I think that's absolutely the goal of this chapter, because I mean, I think the point of a lot of these books is like you want to be in Harry's shoes. And she's sort of subconsciously getting us there.
It's a bold goal to not try to just write something that'll be as enjoyable. I mean, she could make this all more fun. It could be, frickin' what's the show? It could be Gilmore Girls, like just banter, like whip back and forth, and like just like launching through information. Just everyone's sassy as possible. But you're meant to be frustrated, and some people will, they don't want to read that in a book. They'll just shut the book and go off and play Madden or whatever. Like that's not what I'm here for. I want to do my thing. So,
yep,
I think there's something to be said for that.
Well, and like I try to keep in context too that like I'm reading 4 chapters at a time on a weekly basis.
True.
So it's like I think if you're reading the book normally, like JKR probably wrote it in a way that like I'm going to keep them frustrated for a little bit, and then we'll start revealing stuff. And
I mean, maybe is that,
or maybe it's like 3 more books.
Like? Yeah, maybe. That'd be fun. That'll be a fun next year of our lives. If every week it's just like, I'm annoyed, and she does a good job of annoying me. So like, kudos to her. And then 3 months later, it's like, I don't want to do this podcast anymore. You're just annoying me on purpose.
I mean, she keeps enough storylines going on underneath all this, and enough like character introduction that I think she can like sort of pacify the frustration right now. But
talk to me about, you mentioned Dumbledore earlier as far as ignoring Harry. What's your understanding of what he's doing besides that? Is he literally just ignoring Harry and then just like twiddling his thumbs?
No, I feel like he's working pretty hard on like assembling the super team.
Okay.
Right? Like the whole Order of the Phoenix thing, he's aligning everybody and probably contacting. He's probably working on the whole like giant situation. Like probably need to nail that down. We get some talk of like the goblins could be a potential.
Yeah, that was going to be a do we care? Yeah,
I think we definitely care about that. Those things kind of creep me out, and I feel like you would not want them on the other team. And it sounds like there's already some tension there, because I think the conversation with Lupin is like, hey, if they know that they could have freedom by joining Voldemort's side, like I could totally see them being tempted by that.
I think Bill says something like, well, Arthur said they'll never go over to him. They suffered heavy losses the last time Voldemort had power. And Bill was like, I don't know. It's about the price. It's about what you offer them.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't know if it was Bill or Lupin. It depends what they're offered.
It was Lupin. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not talking about gold. If they're offered the freedoms we've been denying them for centuries, they're going to be tempted. So what the heck is that about? Is that another house elf situation, or?
I mean, I think there's some parallels to that. We're talking being allowed to use a wand and just giving like more of that wizard knowledge of magic over to the goblins.
Yeah, I don't fully understand the character of a goblin. Like, they handle all their money, so they're clearly smarter than like a pet or something, but they're not allowed to use magic. So
I mean, they have their own like version of magic. It's kind of like how you don't think of a dwarf as like doing spells, like a Lord of the Rings type dwarf, but you think of them as like making some dope armor and swords and stuff like that. And that's something, I mean, the sort of Gryffindor was goblin made. It's those kinds of things that, they can channel, like they're crazy good at making those things, and that's how their magic manifests itself. Okay.
But they're under like wizard rule, apparently.
Yeah, there's at least one whole department at the ministry that it's called the Goblin Liaison Office, I think. That is just like, okay, talking to the goblins, like how are things going with you guys? Like, here's how you interact with it. Maybe you're not entirely under the wizarding, Ministry of Magic, but like there still needs to be rules governing, what's going on with you to some extent.
Like a foreign affairs situation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's kind of weird.
But like living in the same, sort of.
Yeah.
Country,
so that seems like that's something that Dumbledore's probably working on. Obviously, he's got this entire situation on his hands now where Harry's going to have to like testify about why he used a Patronus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so I'm sure that's taken up some time.
What do you think is going on with the mention of the secret weapon, worse than Avada Kedavra, that kind of discussion at the very, very end?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do with that. Because I didn't know, like, it didn't sound like they were referencing like a physical weapon.
Like just a big old gun.
Yeah, Dumbledore's just building a big gun. I heard Voldemort. They're interchangeable. I just did it. Dang it.
I know, it's just the number of syllables.
Yeah, they're very close. Yeah, I didn't really know what to do with all the weapon talk. I don't know if the giants are like the secret weapon.
Sure.
Or the goblins, or some creature we haven't met yet.
Yeah, I mean, giants can definitely do some damage as far as a weapon goes.
Or maybe the secret weapon is like Aragog. Like he can be so easily swayed. Like he can be bought with a price. Him and his army. Maybe it's a dragon. I feel like we're probably not done with dragons in this series of books.
So Chapter 6, The Noble and Most Ancient House of Black. Starts out not the most exciting because it's just recap. Which is, realistic. I mean, that's what the 3 15-year-old best friends are going to do, is get together with Ron's, older brothers and just sit down and be like, oh, what'd you think of this and what'd you think of that? So we almost could have just skipped the last chapter and jumped right to this and, like, inhabited these characters.
Yeah. Trying to kind of recap everything that's said within this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the same thing. What kind of weapon are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Can't be just for causing pain. We've got a curse for that. Can't be just for killing people. We've got a curse for that. We really don't get a lot of closure on that until we just sort of roll into the whole creature thing.
Yeah, so I feel like the big thing that we get from Creature and just from this whole serious monologue in this chapter is like Sirius's family is very directly tied to Voldemort. And you can see it manifested in the family tree.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it manifested in the way that Creature mumbles the entire time about like the whole mudblood stuff. And which my question, and this may sound kind of morbid, but like, why are they even keeping him around? Like, if he doesn't clean, if he's racist and clearly a potential threat to like spill information to someone outside the house, like why not? I mean, again, this is morbid, but like, why not just get rid of him? Like
in terms of murder, just killing him. I think that's just a moral thing. I think it's like, we don't want to put, that's not us. That's what the
probably
bad guys
because
do.
Hermione would like set the house on fire.
Yeah, she is continuing her spew thing. She's like, this is a house elf. That means I love it. I don't care how objectively awful it is.
I don't care if it just calls me dirty mudblood to my face.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's been by himself a long time. You could understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a quandary as far as Creature. Like, you don't get the sense that Sirius is protecting him out of sentimentality or anything like that.
No. And that's what, like, I mean, I guess I respect the moral side of it, and it's gonna be an important factor moving forward, adding to the story. Like, they're gonna have to keep an eye on Creature, and I'm not so sure that he won't play a really important role moving forward as like a spy.
Right. But then it's also the same moral question. Like, we're gonna have to keep that in mind. Is like, what are the limits? Like, what are we as the good guys willing to do to advance our side of this battle?
Right.
So it's kind of on multiple, I guess, levels.
Mm-hmm.
And then so we get a scene, which is sort of what I was referring to earlier about the cleaning. You've got the doxies and the curtains. That's just like an example of what we've got going on here. You can't just walk in and wave a wand and have the whole room be magically clean. It takes some elbow grease.
Mm-hmm.
And you love Fred just stealing some of them to use.
Man, those guys just have no limits. No fear.
And then they, I didn't know what you thought of the skiving snack boxes that they describe here on page 104. Skiving, a word that you don't, hear a lot in American English. It took me a while. I think that was
the first time I'd ever heard it.
Yeah. Do you have a good idea? You're pretty confident you know what is meant by that now?
I don't know about confident. Skiving to me seems the same as like scheming or like lying.
Oh. I always interpret it as a skiving snack box used to skive off of class. It's a word that means like skip, get out of, potions class by making yourself sick.
Okay. Yeah, I had the word scheming in my head.
Sure.
That's what I was equating it to.
Yeah, etymologically so similar. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like a candy that has, I think they're going to use the venom from these doxies, right?
Yeah.
And basically, like, you eat a certain color and it'll make you just sick enough to like throw up. And then, like, as you're told to go to the nurse, you just eat the other color and you're good.
Yeah.
And so then you just do whatever the heck you want, which I was thinking about just personally for me, like, that wouldn't even be worth it. I hate throwing up that much. I would rather sit in class. I absolutely hate throwing up.
So now, I don't want to spoil anything, but here on page 104, about halfway down, right when Harry asks what are skiving snack boxes, they say, range of sweets to make you ill. So this one, this is one example of a way that it'll make you ill, is by making you throw up. But there are, okay, how about you predict some of the other versions? What other things are Fred and George going to make you just sick enough so that you get out of class?
You'll probably start to run a fever, maybe.
Okay. Just like it heats you up magically from the inside.
Yeah, you start getting some sweats going on. It might give you some irritable bowels. You run into the bathroom a lot.
A diarrhea pill?
Mm-hmm. It literally becomes a laxative, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it gives you just a throbbing headache that you just like can't handle and you have to leave.
My only problem with that is that you can just fake that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can just say you have that already.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it makes you break out in hives. Maybe it makes you, I don't know, like, maybe you don't have to throw up. Maybe it makes you super nauseous and you turn super pale. So then, like, your professor sees you or whatever, and they're like, something's wrong with that kid. Why don't you go to the nurse?
Yeah, it's all just about the physical manifestations that are enough to make you, like, visually, like, it's clear that you can't stay in the room. So we get some Fred and George and Mrs. Weasley and Mundungus action here in the next few pages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Mundungus just like steals a bunch of cauldrons and brings them back to the house.
Classic Mundungus.
I'm super skeptical of him and whether or not he's a spy. I know Sirius said he's super loyal to Dumbledore, but the whole explanation of why he wasn't watching out for Harry the night of the Dementor attack seems really fishy to me.
Yeah, flimsy
Says he had
excuse.
as a business opportunity. Like, what the heck does that mean? And why could it not have waited? So I'm very skeptical of that character at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have any reason not to be.
And neither does Molly Weasley.
she just doesn't care.
Yeah, she makes her displeasure known.
Is there anything to this thing where she and Sirius seem to be on opposite sides of the various issues?
Yeah, it definitely seems like it's something that's a lot more deep-seated than just like, hey, let's not spill all the beans to Harry just yet. It seems like there's been previous interactions and arguments and disagreements. But I was trying to think when I was reading it, like, I don't know in what situation they would have interacted in the past.
Yeah.
So I can't even, like, come up with some sort of, like, well, they were dating, and then Molly cheated on Sirius with Arthur. Like, I don't.
With Wormtail.
I can't see, like, are they the same age? Like, would they have been at Hogwarts when Sirius and James and them were?
They're a little older. I mean,
the Weasleys are?
Yeah, you got to think that that Bill is what? 6, 7, 8 years older than Ron? I mean, Percy is 4 years older, and then there's 2 older kids than that. So, by all accounts, the Potters had Harry pretty well just out of Hogwarts. So, assuming that both the Weasleys and Potters waited to have kids until after they'd graduated, they've got to be close to 10 years older.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So, I mean, besides that, we already touched on the whole creature thing. Did you have any other thoughts on the family tree? Do we care about the names, that kind of thing?
I think we do care. I was trying to kind of keep track of them. I'm pretty interested in this Bellatrix character. I don't know anything, and I haven't looked up anything to like spoil it, but I feel like I've heard that name before. So I have this like inkling to pay attention to that name, and I don't know why. I don't have anything like to back that up, but I just feel like I've heard it or seen it before in Harry Potter conversations, or maybe it was from the movie we went and saw the first time that we like hung out or whatever. I don't know. It was kind of like mind-blowing that Sirius is technically related to the Malfoys.
Yeah, you get a lot of good wizarding sort of interrelation information here. Does he talk at all about being related to the Weasleys?
I can't remember if he does or not. If he did, I didn't remember that.
Bottom of page 113.
Okay.
Sirius says, because Harry's like, what? The Malfoys? I didn't know anyone was related to anyone. And he's like, yeah, the pureblood families are all interrelated, but you're not going to see people like Molly and Arthur on here. Molly and I are cousins by marriage, and Arthur's something like my second cousin once removed, but there's no point looking for them in here because they're blood traders. So they just wouldn't have even made it onto the family tree.
Oh, so is that part of the reason then that there's this weird tension between Lucius and Arthur?
Oh, sure. Okay.
Like there's more to it than just like I'm in a different socioeconomic place than you.
I thought you were going to say in between Sirius and Molly. There's family drama that goes kind of back. I mean, if everyone's related, then all bets are off as far as what we know could be in their past.
Yeah, that too. That's a good point. Sirius didn't show up at a family Christmas. that Molly hosted and cooked for.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's on him. Like, I'm on Molly's side there.
Absolutely.
You got to go to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we get kind of just a montage of, yep, and then they spend the rest of the summer hanging out, fixing things, getting attacked by clocks mostly.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to say that I was thinking about listening today is that I am pretty worried about Sirius.
Like mentally?
Yeah. Like in my mind, it's not hard for me to see a situation where he accidentally like compromises either a plan of the order or the order itself because he's so sick of like being cooped up in that house and feels like he needs to help that he like goes underneath Dumbledore or do you understand what I mean? Like the whole like the desire to be helping overcomes the wisdom and discernment of like, no, the best role I can play right now is to be like just a cheerleader and helping, just being hospitable for this group of people.
Yeah, I mean, we don't think of everything else we know about Sirius doesn't tell us that he is content sitting on the sidelines. He's a man of action. He wants to be getting out and doing the thing, whether that's anti-Voldemort. I mean, my guy went and like lived in a cave so he could be a little closer to Harry.
And like, how many years did he spend in Azkaban? Mm-hmm. Like that'll make anybody restless. And I'm sure it's a little bit of a vengeance or like a revenge type thing too. You know, like so many things were so in so many ways I was wronged, and like it's all because of Voldemort and Wormtail, and so I need to be an integral part of taking them down. And I'm sure it's hard being like given the responsibility of being Harry's godfather and finally getting to like interact with Harry in that way, and then like having to sit on the sidelines, you know?
Yeah, you're so close. I mean, there's all these people that know about your innocence, and Harry is right there, and I'm so ready to like father and mentor him and all that. But it's just not quite an option.
Yep.
It being that close is almost more dangerous, like you said. It's just so tempting to push the boundary.
Yeah, so I can see that being a potential danger moving forward.
Do you think that is a danger that Dumbledore is valuing properly? I mean, we don't know up to this point what's in Dumbledore's mind.
Yeah, I mean, Dumbledore tends to be one step ahead. So I wouldn't put it past him to have already kind of expected Sirius to try and force his way into helping.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there's probably also an element of this entire, there's probably the Order of the Phoenix as a collective group probably is not entirely cognizant of what Sirius is capable of. I mean, he's been away for so long, and
sure.
Like there's clearly emotional baggage to this. It's not just yeah, I'd like to help Harry too. Like I'm good at magic. So I think that there's a whole emotional side to this that needs to be accounted for if you really feel like Sirius needs to be on the sidelines.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, we're so used to just the logic and planning and like the calculus of how, okay, if Voldemort does this and I'll do that, but you got to factor in things like emotions. And we can already see that sort of planning has not been on display as prominently as we would hope, just with how we've treated Harry. I mean, Harry knows, if anyone knows what Sirius feels like, Harry's the one that was stuck at the Dursleys. And and no one was properly factoring in other than Hermione. Hermione was like, I get it. You're probably so mad. Like, I just know. I bet you are. And she's the only one that seems like, I guess Ron maybe does too, but that has enough empathy to put themselves really in the shoes of someone that's just being told, okay, here's all this knowledge, but don't literally do anything about anything.
Yeah. So I don't really blame Sirius. And frankly, I want him to get involved in the game because I want more Gary Oldman.
Yeah, who doesn't?
But like I said, I'm kind of worried that it's going to end up endangering Harry or the Order itself.
Sweet. So I think we're in the part of the book where we're still picking up things to care about. Like you've decided to care about the family tree. You care about Sirius's mindset. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on Creature. Maybe he's sketchy. He could be a spy. Keep an eye on Mundungus. Like we're that scene from The Office with just like everyone pointing the gun at everyone else, like just backing out of the room, just like not trusting anything.
That scene.
Crossbows, minor crossbows. Yeah, minor crossbows too.
They all just start screaming and shooting each other, and Dwight's laying on the ground, like using his hands to mime the gushing blood. By the way, my sister got me the Dwight Schrute bobblehead for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
I was super excited about that.
I was hoping you were going to just pick it up and bring it into the screen.
If you have a second, it's in this closet.
Oh, so you keep your bobbleheads packed away in the closet?
I don't really have like a good desk to set it on at this point.
I guess that's true.
But it will be at some point.
Put it on Hannah's desk. Hannah has it. Hannah has to move it just from bed to bed, you know?
Maybe she would let me put it on like the nightstand by our bed.
Yeah. Man,
I'll
maybe
just
if I save up my brownie points, I can ask my wife if I can put a bobblehead on a nightstand.
Yeah. Well, she's pretty particular about like decorations and organization.
Even on your side of the bed? Like, do you both have nightstands?
Yeah.
Can you put your phone there?
Yes, but like if it looks cluttered, she's kind of like, why do you have that stuff on there? Like you don't need that on there. And I'm like, well, it's my nightstand and I want those things on there. And then inevitably they end up getting removed. But so I kind of want to just see like if I just set Dwight up there, how long he'll last.
I like the idea that that's the closest thing you have to like a place of your own where you can like, well,
my nightstand.
If I rack my brain, like I probably can't put it on the nightstand, but like maybe I could. I could maybe like put it in the closet, I guess.
If and when we buy a house and we have like a room that's dedicated as like the den or the office area or whatever, like it'll go on that desk for sure.
It's perfect for that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just don't have that right now. So
you don't have like a mantle?
Yes, maybe I should try that first. If that fails, maybe it's like a stand, like an expectation thing, like if I try it on the mantle, she's like, "Oh you're an idiot. Yes. What are you thinking?" And then I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll just put it on the nightstand."
Right.
It's like a mental game, right?
It's the kid who asks for a bike for his birthday for like, what do you want? Buy me a bike and buy me like an Xbox. It's like, can I have an ice cream cone? They go, yeah, you can. Fine. And
yeah, exactly.
They were just playing on the ice cream cone the whole time.
Mm-hmm. You got it. Okay, so
we're on 7. To chapter 7. Let's see, the Ministry of Magic.
Mm-hmm.
You opened up the book before we started recording, and we're like, here's the deal. I don't care about this chapter.
Yeah, it's not a useless chapter. It's fun, but doesn't add a ton to like it's just kind of a transition chapter into the hearing. Mm-hmm. So
it's sort of like, what was it, chapter 3, where it was like, this chapter's about Harry being cold on his broom.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, we've got a few of these that, like, I don't know, maybe you could have just made the previous chapter longer and just like, but whatever. It's fine. It's fun. We get a look inside the ministry and the different floors, and we're on the hotel or on the elevator. And I don't know where my mind was there, but
hotel elevator. I mean, yeah. So like, what I'm hearing is that you're like, where's the next plot thing? Like, give me some Voldemort information. Like, let's go to school. Who's the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher? I don't know.
Right.
Like, let's get things moving. And you're not as willing to sit back and be like, wow, magic. Like, look at this magical world. Oh, wow, they went into a phone booth at one point.
Yeah, I think that, and maybe it's because I'm 26 and I'm not, 13 reading this for the first time, but like
shots fired.
Yeah, I just mean from the standpoint of like, okay, we've been indoctrinated to how cool the magical world is in a lot of different ways. So it's like none of this stuff is really surprising me or anything. So yeah, I'm kind of like, let's move on to the next plot point. So yeah, so I mean, we get a picture of all the different floors at the ministry, and we get the cool like 007 interaction between Arthur and Kingsley Shacklebot, where it's like, I don't get along with you. All right, I'll see you at the house tonight. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is there anything that you can pick out of this chapter that you do care about? I mean, we care about every department name, every person that, Broderick Bode or whoever.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in particular that like stands out that I'm like, oh, we should hang on to that for sure. It's just kind of a transition chapter. Unless I'm just leaving out a big thing. Am I doing that?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I'm not going to tell you if you are. Yeah, you should really pay attention to this. We don't care about Arthur's office. You had the Kingsley-Arthur interaction. Already did that.
Mm-hmm.
The fountain of, what is it, Magical Brethren. Harry checking his wand. So just legit, none of the departments are particularly interesting?
It was kind of fun how like fascinated Arthur was by the ticket machine or whatever.
So true. Yeah, love a good Arthur interacting with like the Muggle world.
Yeah. Also, Arthur's a straight up car guy. Loves cars.
But also loves like plugs.
Yeah, just loves like
batteries,
electrical diagrams.
So. He's probably handier than I am, like just in a Muggle sense.
Yeah, I could see him like if he went to Muggle college, like being an engineer.
Sure. Crowdsourcing here. Yesterday my oven stopped working. Someone wants to hit me up, tell me how to make my oven work again. Gas oven.
Yeah.
The stove
when you guys
works.
Hear this in like a month,
yeah.
If Rogge's oven is still not working,
please,
you should help him out.
If you have an oven, if you know how to fix ovens, the gas line is fine because the stove works, and you're not smelling gas from the oven. It just doesn't heat up. So I know what you're thinking. Is the pilot light on? Good question. I don't know. I don't know where the pilot light is. But also, if it was on, wouldn't that mean that we'd be able to smell gas? Riddle me that, Braden. It worked early. Yesterday, Rachel baked a cake in the afternoon and then went to put the meatloaf in, and the oven wouldn't heat up. So.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with ovens.
Fortunately, we have a good-sized toaster oven that we're able to use to make the meatloaf.
That's ideal.
Yeah, it was good.
It's a good backup.
It's a nice toaster oven. I'm Googling how to make your oven work again. I'm also Googling how much do ovens cost at Menards.
Yeah.
Who do you call to come fix your oven?
That's what I was just thinking. Like, if you were gonna...
Like, am I dumb? That I don't know who to call?
No, I don't know.
Do you call a plumber?
No.
Do I call the Maytag man? Like an
yeah,
appliance
like do you know,
repair?
like who's the manufacturer of the oven?
I would have to go downstairs and look. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably start there. Like if you can figure out the manufacturer and they have like a helpline that you could call, and like somewhere on that oven is like a serial number and a model number or something.
Yeah. It's probably not the front.
Probably not the front.
I want to be clear. It's like a 20-year-old oven at least.
Yeah, so it may just be time for a new oven, period. But
not what I want to hear, Braden.
Yeah, I realize that.
I'd rather hear something else, to be honest with you. Okay,
do you want me to say it in like a Jerry Seinfeld voice? Would that help?
Of course it would help.
Yes. It's time for a new oven!
Do it. Is that what he sounds like the whole time he's drinking coffee in a car?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey,
how do you even know if the pilot light's on? I don't even know where a pilot light is!
Sip of coffee.
Yeah. Who do I call about an oven? Jerry sucks. I am totally sick of him.
If there's an episode of drinking coffee in cars with comedians or whatever, that is Seinfeld with Kermit the Frog, I'm in. Like, I have to watch that.
Yeah, I feel like we both do. And we have to podcast about it.
Yes. Yeah. You're getting it. You're finally getting it. Everything we do, we have to podcast about.
Yep.
All right. Chapter 8, The Hearing. So we are in a dungeon/courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
And Harry is on trial. Now, I have some questions for you about the trial. We're just going to we've done this in previous chapters, just look at it as a whole. Like, there's this one event, and it's the trial, right? I'm not going to be like, okay, what was the first statement, and then this, and then that. Let's just look at the whole thing, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So, walk me through what Harry's on trial for. Just sum it up.
Harry is on trial for the illegal use of a Patronus spell in the presence of a muggle. Well, just outside of school, period, but also in the presence of a muggle.
So, like, 2 charges, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
does that answer your first question?
Yeah, no, it does. Is Harry supposed to get a fair trial here?
Supposed to is not. That doesn't appear to have been the plan from the ministry's perspective. Like, they pretty blatantly tried to switch the time at the very last second of when the trial is supposed to start in hopes that Harry will be there by himself without any kind of, like, defense from Dumbledore, which I think is super scummy.
Or if he just shows up late and it's like, oh, you missed your trial.
Right.
Guess you're just going straight to jail.
Super scummy. I wasn't ever, like, a Cornelius Fudge fan, but I'm definitely like on the other team now. I do not like Fudge.
So we sort of glossed over 2 chapters ago during the whole anticlimactic Order of the Phoenix thing. 3 chapters ago? Wow. Time flies. Tuesday. What? Time flies joke.
Yeah.
So
just like how you squeaked that one in there.
Thank you. In case Brett's listening, he's not. You know Brett. You've met Brett. Nice references. Fudge is... What's Fudge's deal? Fudge doesn't want to believe Voldemort's back. What else?
Fudge is worried about his own reputation. Fudge doesn't want to see the return of Voldemort under his watch. We also learned that a lot of people think that Dumbledore is eventually going to become the Ministry of Magic and probably should be instead of Fudge. So I'm sure there's already some weird jealous tension there to begin with.
Yeah, it's like an active fear of Dumbledore. And you sort of get the idea that he is just starting to convince himself that Dumbledore is working against him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like fear and also narcissism. Like, the world doesn't revolve around Cornelius Fudge. So, Harry ends up... Does he end up getting kind of a fair shake?
Sort of. Dumbledore forces it to be that way. Sort of. Dumbledore is a crazy good lawyer.
Yeah, Dumbledore just like I love his entrance here. Like, because Fudge is pretty much starting to grill Harry.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dumbledore just like floats in. And okay, I guess it's more of a powerful entrance in the movie.
Yeah.
Because in the movie,
can we talk about Dumbledore's full name?
Please do. I love talking about Dumbledore's full name.
It is Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore.
You couldn't get past Brian. I mean, it's kind of a spoiler, but in the movie, so he's like, witness for the defense, Albus, Percival, Wulfric, Brian, Dumbledore. He's like,
good. That's how that's supposed to be
Brian
said.
is one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone else with 3 middle names. You know, you hear 2 middle names sometimes, and you don't have to like it, and you shouldn't like it. But 3 middle names? In this economy?
Pants at a time like this?
Okay, so Dumbledore forces a fair hearing, like you said, by doing what? By pointing out the facts?
Yeah, basically by doing his homework, knowing that Fudge has not done this in a super lawful way to begin with, like has kind of overstepped some of the boundaries that the Ministry of Magic has as far as accusations and power to, you know, like they aren't allowed to take away his wand until he's been convicted. They technically can't expel him from Hogwarts. So there's just a lot of like simple, like, hey, what you're doing is actually against the law. So good luck convicting him when you're already in the wrong.
Yeah,
does a good job of calling in witnesses.
There's a point where Fudge is like, oh, well, like, here is this rule that, you know, Dumbledore says you're not allowed to do magic outside school. And Dumbledore's like, I wrote the laws. Like, don't quote them to me. I know them. All of this, everything that you see before you, Fudge, it's like a Mufasa and Simba. It's like, this is all me. Like, I did this.
Yeah.
Not you. He
Speaking
roasts him.
Hannah and I went and saw the new Lion King with Bo this past weekend.
Okay. Several questions. What did you think?
I really liked it.
Okay,
Hannah was a little more on the fence.
I don't care about any of that. What did Bo think?
Bo loved it.
Oh. Why so?
Bo has a pretty distinct laugh, and we got to hear it a lot during the movie. So I'm just sort of assuming.
Is he the guy that has a distinct laugh and also distinctly like laughs a lot? Like it's pretty easy. Like he's a willing laugher.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was fun. Like I really enjoyed like picking out the actors and actresses that they used for different characters, and they took some liberty with like songs and, you know, transition scenes, like changing some minor things, and like that really irked Hannah.
Hannah thought it wasn't enough like the original. I thought a lot of the complaint was that it was like slavishly devoted.
She was irritated that they changed some lyrics to songs.
Okay.
And there's like, I don't want to spoil anything, but like the scene and how Rafiki finds out that Simba is still alive, it's weird.
Okay.
It's an interesting take on how Rafiki would have found that out. Just strange.
So I'm someone that doesn't care about the plot at all. I don't care about any of that. I mean, like, I don't have the love in my heart for everything to do with the Lion King that a lot of people do. That's fine. What I'm concerned about is that I've heard that it's kind of weird that these realistic, like actual lion-looking lions are trying to show these like different emotions on their real lion faces. Like you just can't make them. You can't make them like have greed and like malice and like horniness in their eyes. Like I mean, Nala, like, can you feel the love tonight? Like that's real. You can tell what's going through Nala's mind there. You know what I mean? In the original.
Yeah.
How does that play out?
I guess I hadn't really considered that. I mean, I felt like they did as good of a job as you could do with making animals show emotion. I mean, in the scene where they sing that song together, "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" Like it's a strong romantic vibe.
Okay.
It's like if this were a PG-13 movie, I think we know what would be happening right now.
So I have heard negative things about how that song was done compared to the original. So that's interesting for me.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't critical of it enough.
I'm someone that tends to be critical towards movies. Not everyone is that way. Some people just, I'm going to a movie and it's fun and I was there for the movie and I like that.
That's fine. To me, like it didn't blow me away, but like they stuck close enough to the plot and added some fun twists to character personas. Like Timon was Billy Eichner.
I heard great things about that.
Yeah, Timon and Pumbaa, I thought they killed it. That Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, like, and they kind of added in those actors' stereotypical characteristics.
Their calling cards.
Yes, they added their calling cards into the Lion King characters, which some people may not have liked. I thought it was hilarious. It was a good touch. So
that's good. I also want to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Is the Spider-Man movie still in theaters? A lot of movies I want to see.
I don't know.
Have not been.
I still haven't seen the new Toy Story.
Oh, it was good. I saw that one.
Yeah,
it was fine. It wasn't like it didn't level up the whole Toy Story thing again.
Yeah, my thing with that is like that was like my favorite childhood movie, and I'm getting real concerned that they're gonna run it into the ground. You can't just keep making them. You have to stop.
I think. I don't want to spoil anything.
You don't think so?
I don't want to spoil. No. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to spoil anything for you.
You're saying this is the last one.
I don't want that to. I don't want you to be worried about that, and that be a reason that you not see it because you're like, oh, they're just doing another Toy Story movie. I think that.
No, let me be clear. As long as they keep making them, I will keep watching them. But I don't want them to keep making them.
It's a conundrum.
Like they have me for sure. They have my money, but
I think they hear you. They're hearing you about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So now we just have to wait for live action Toy Story.
Ooh. But the problem is that I don't think you get Tom Hanks and Tim Allen just from a political perspective. Like I don't think that those two are going to be like, yeah, I'll do a movie with that guy. That would be great though.
I don't know. I think they're nice enough guys. They would work together.
I guess maybe. I would love like Tom Hanks in a cowboy outfit and Tim Allen in a astronaut suit and
yeah.
That would be good. I'm back in. I was out, but I'm back in. Okay, so we've got Dumbledore just roasting fudge.
Melting.
Yeah. Nice. Fudge. Joke. Do we care about any of the other witches or wizards that are like named? We get a lot of Madame Bones.
Yeah, I care more about the one that's like in the shadows the whole time until the end.
Who is like, so sorry. But it seemed as though.
High-pitched voice and is super like uppity and sarcastic.
On the top of 147.
Okay.
I'm sure I must have misunderstood you, Professor Dumbledore. So silly of me. Why do you care about her?
I just got a weird vibe from her. Like she's just kind of hanging out in the shadows the whole time and doesn't really speak up until Dumbledore takes a jab at the Ministry, and just knowing with how the Ministry feels about Dumbledore right now, and like them trying to just, or choosing to just straight up not believe that Voldemort's back, just makes me skeptical of. I mean, frankly, I'm really skeptical of anyone in the Ministry right now, because they're just blindly following Fudge's like arrogance. So, like, that's an easy place to be a spy in. Does that make sense?
A spy for good or a spy for evil?
For evil.
It's an easy place to sow dissent. It's like a very, you don't know Lord of the Rings. Okay, I was going to say Grima Wormtongue, like, you can get in there and you can convince some people that stuff is going a certain way and get them to do what you want them to do, yeah.
Yeah.
I just really like the whole, from that one witch that you were talking about on the top of 147, her trying to stick up for Fudge. The whole rest of that page is Dumbledore's like, well, I mean, because she's like, I thought you were suggesting the Ministry ordered an attack. Ha ha ha. That's crazy, right? And he's like, well, I mean, if the Dementors only listened to the Ministry and they were
I love how he just walks her through it like a child.
Yeah.
Like, well, let's look at this from a logical standpoint. Let's literally look at this from like, if A plus B equals C, then it seems like you ordered a Dementor attack.
He's like, okay, so like, but maybe they were outside the Ministry control. And Fudge's like, oh, well, they weren't. And he's like, so the Ministry.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I guess I'm just saying that you're saying that the Ministry attacked it then. He's like,
yeah.
So the Ministry is going to be looking into this. He's like, you can't tell me what to do. He's like, I'm just saying that I'm confident that you, as someone that does his job, will look into it. Like, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if you're on the fence and you're sitting in that, I mean, these are like supposed to be the top wizards in the game that are voting on this. They're sitting out there, and if you're on the fence, like maybe I believe Fudge, maybe I don't. You can't be like, well, they're both making good points.
Right.
A real battle of the minds here.
Yeah, I don't like to use this term, but Fudge is triggered.
He is. He's being kind of a snowflake here.
Yeah.
So we vote.
And Harry is acquitted. The glove does not fit.
So they must acquit, yeah. And that's where we are. So that's where you are. That's all that you know. What's the next step in your mind? What's the next thing that's going to happen?
I feel like now it becomes like this was Fudge's grand plan to get Harry out of the way. And so now I feel like it's how else do they come at Harry? I'm kind of worried about Dumbledore.
Just like he's being too brash.
Well, just like I think he's not only like ruined Fudge's plan, but he embarrassed him in the unraveling.
He honestly did.
So like knowing how prideful of a guy Fudge is and how much he cares about his reputation, I can see him coming back pretty viciously at Dumbledore, like, because I think in Fudge's mind, like if I take out Dumbledore, like all this goes away. Because Harry's just a kid, and I can already convince people through like the Daily Prophet not to believe him.
Right. He's an easier target, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Dumbledore has been pretty universally lauded for the last like 100 years.
Right.
Every single person is like, well, he's the best wizard. He's the smartest and most talented, and he's wise. So
yeah.
It's got to be hard to turn total public opinion.
Right.
Are we going back to Sirius's house? Are we going to school next?
I hope we're going to school next.
I guess I'm kind of tired of Sirius's house.
Well, I just don't feel like there's anything going on there. It's just like these meetings, and we're not allowed to know about those. So, like, let's go back to school.
Okay.
And it seems like that would be the easiest transition here. Like, okay, so Harry is allowed to go back to school. So next chapter, we are at school.
Any prediction as far as, I mean, if you think that you're worried for Dumbledore, you're worried that Fudge is going to try to get back extra hard now, do you have any predictions for how that manifests itself, either for Harry or for Dumbledore? They're on the train to the school, and I don't know.
Well, I just don't know. Like, I don't know if there's anything else that Fudge can, like, weasel his way into kicking Dumbledore off of. You know, like boards for things and committees and stuff like that.
Yeah, what did Dumbledore say as long as they don't take him off the chocolate frog cards?
Yeah. And is it the Ministry's rule that Rita Skeeter can't be inside Hogwarts? Or is that Dumbledore's rule?
Dumbledore's rule followed by being Hermione's rule.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was going to say, like, the Ministry could flip that on its head. I don't know.
She's the journalism prof.
Yeah. Kill me. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like moving forward.
But we're confident
well, yeah. I don't have an exciting prediction for that.
It is going to manifest itself in some way. You're saying you're confident that we haven't seen the last of the Ministry's involvement here.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I think at this point, Fudge's pride has been attacked, and he's not going to just, like, sit back and let that be okay.
It would be wild for this to be the last example. And she's like, yeah, see how bad things are with that? All right, well, now we're going to go hang out and talk about Quidditch for the rest of the book.
Right.
I mean, like, I guess I'm kind of in on that, though. Like, if you're really going to delve that deep into Quidditch, like, I'm going to get some questions answered.
Yeah, like if we can just take a couple of chapters and just talk about rules and regulations, or lack thereof. I've been known to beef about that.
I was going to say that transitions us into a question that I have for you, which is, just put a question mark at the end of this.
Braden's beef!
Braden's beef?
What is my beef this week?
I don't know if you prepped one. This was not, peek behind the curtain, not our most thoroughly pre-planned episode.
Yeah. I'm kind of beefy with how Dumbledore is handling his relationship with Harry.
Okay. I mean, the last sentence, I don't have it pulled up in here, of that last chapter is something like...
Says, and without looking once at Harry, he swept from the dungeon.
And it's like, that's excessive. Like, that's intentional, right? Albus, Percival, Wulfric, Brian.
Yeah, come on, Brian.
Yeah, come on the bud.
Can we just start referring to him as Brian?
Just Brian. Not even Brian Dumbledore, just Brian. And then Brian came in. Or is that just when he's being a butt? Then it's like when you hear when your mom says your full name, it's the other way around. When when Dumbledore just hears Brian, he knows he's been being a real Brian.
Yeah.
That reminds me of when Andy sets up the slack line and he's like, and then you fall on your face like Toby, and that means you must have been being a real Nelly or something like that.
Oh, I shrewded it.
It's just something that people are saying around the office for when you did something dumb. Oh, man. I look forward to the day when this is a podcast about The Office. Let's find someone that has never seen an episode of The Office. And it's just, I'll just sit and listen, and you just roast them about it.
Yeah. Even if we can't find someone, I look forward. I love talking about The Office and just reminiscing.
Rachel listens to a The Office podcast, and that sounds like everything I would ever want. But all it is, the entire thing is them going through and being like, and then Dwight made a joke about Jim's hair, and that was funny. Wasn't that funny? Like they don't quote it, and they don't quote it like well, even when they do, like in character, and they don't like laugh. And so it's like, what are we doing?
That just sounds annoying.
You don't just need to like state the plot points of The Office to me.
Yeah,
that's not what I want.
I mean, that's fun to do with your friends, but it seems like a waste of time to make a podcast.
Well, they're just stating the plot points calmly. Well, and then in this episode, Pam was doing her art, but then no one came, and it's like you're just making me sad.
So no offense to Rachel, but like, why does she find that entertaining?
I think it's just like it's worth it for her. Like it's she's jonesing for The Office content. She's like anyone talking about The Office, yeah. And then and Rachel will either listen to it and then watch the episode, or watch the episode right before and then listen to the pod. So it's like another excuse to like kind of just rewatch the show.
Okay.
And they do, I guess in fairness, they do talk about deleted scenes like that are just on the DVDs. And like director's commentaries and stuff. So that's content that I've never heard about. And so they'll like describe a joke or a scenario. And I'm like, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I could get into that.
But listening to the show just makes me want to watch The Office.
Yes.
With friends that are more charismatic. So. Right, Hannah? Yeah. Hannah agrees. Hannah's on screen right now. You can't tell, but is he talking about me? What Rogge saying? Is he talking about me? I am talking about you.
He's talking about you.
I'm talking about her, honestly.
He's talking about you.
Yeah. Come on the pod. You won't. Bet you won't. So anyway, at that point where I'm talking about Hannah coming on the pod, it's time for us to thank you, our listeners. Yeah. See? That was good. That was a good one.
Listeners.
I know that. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. You're why we do what we do. Actually, I would do it even if no one was listening. But we do appreciate you for serious.
Appreciate you, bro.
If you are listening and we don't know you're listening, let us know by following us on Facebook, liking us on Instagram, liking all of my Instagram posts. Oh, did you see the other night, Braden? We are on Spotify now.
Yes, we're on Spotify.
Listen to us on Spotify if you want. It's a good option.
It is a good option.
Jacob has Spotify Premium.
Spotify Premium is my jam.
Yeah? You do
use
the premium
that
thing?
Every day of my life.
When Jacob worked at Starbucks and got a free account for it, I was like, just give me your username and password, and I'm going to use it during the day at school so I can make playlists to annoy my students. And that's what I did.
Was it just like the Harry Potter soundtrack?
No, it was like Justin Bieber's Baby.
That's better.
And like You Can't Hurry Love.
Maybe like some Steve Winwood.
I don't know who that is, but sure. I would have.
Bring Me a Higher Love.
I don't know what that is.
Come on, man. Come on.
I'm honestly not a music guy. I'm not proud of it.
I'm very much a music guy.
You are. Have you ever listened to the Decemberists? Have we talked about the Decemberists?
Yes,
that's the only music I'm
the
passionate about. Love the Decemberists so much.
Yep, they are good. I like them. I like their cameos in Parks and Rec.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're not in The Office, but they do sing a Decemberist song in The Office, which I like. So, yeah. To both of you that are still listening,
thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. We already plugged all of our stuff, like the Howler, 978-768. Is that right?
8370.
8370. Call in and howl. We love it. We appreciate your howls. I'm expecting a howler from Hannah next week.
She's working on it right now. Yeah, she's typing out what she wants to say.
That's good.
Yeah.
So this is in response to the first time that you guys wanted to know how much blood someone would lose. And I Googled it, and I want to let you know that I still don't have a concrete answer, and for that reason will not be answering it at all. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
She just said, it sounds like you guys are making fun of me, and I don't appreciate it.
How can she tell? That doesn't even make sense. You're just laughing. Can she hear? She can't hear me. All you were doing was laughing. This is all getting cut. There's a lot of this that's getting cut. Shouts to Jess. Thank you, producer Jeremy and editress Jessica. Thank you to our wives and dogs. We'll come at you next week with chapters 9 through 12 of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.